Hello! Welcome to today's gardening tip. So today we are focusing on this bed here. This is a bed that when we bought the house was full of brambles. Once upon a time it had been a fruit bed for soft fruits. There were some old raspberry canes in here. You can still see over there the remains of the blueberries. The blueberries are still good. I've chopped those back in the autumn, and you can see here we're starting to see some fresh buds, and that's what these are. You see those right there, that's the result of pruning. What you're doing when you prune plants in the dormant period, so this is normally winter time, you're reminding the plant that it needs to come back to life in the spring, and that's what happens. So this didn't flower at all last year, and we had not much fruit on it, but with a bit of pruning we've reminded it to wake up this springtime. So that's the importance of pruning. One thing that I wanted to show you today is in the autumn, in the fall as they call it around these parts, people cut back a lot of things and just leave them. But one of the problems with that is you don't get these things out of the ground, and this is the roots. So out of one of these brambles, every single piece of root you leave in there can sprout another plant. So from one you end up with dozens and dozens and dozens. So you can see here I spent half an hour just digging out this patch, and this patch is not very big. This is probably only 6 by 8, but we've got them all out now. And what these are the roots that we need to destroy. One thing that we're not going to do is we're not going to put them in the compost bin, because especially with brambles or thorns, call them what you will, every single one of these roots is just going to start sprouting again. You don't want that in your compost bin. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to burn them. It sounds a little unenvironmentally friendly, because it is, releasing all that carbon, but it's the only way to get rid of them. And as you can see here, up against the side of the house would not be the best place to burn them in situ. So rather than setting fire to the house, which if you've got a moment I'll tell you a little story. So my father used to have a very large compost bin. It was probably 8 feet tall and 2 feet across in diameter. What he did is, we were out in the garden one day and he set a fire in this very thick rubber bin, and thought he'd doused it out all well and good, and went inside to have a nice cup of tea, as I will be doing straight after this video. And while he was inside having his cup of tea, there was a distinct smell of burning. Well, unfortunately for my father, the heat from the bottom of the compost pile, which naturally gets warm anyway, had melted through the plastic and set fire to the shed. So, as many people will tell you who lived on Coniston Way or Alton Lane back in the early to mid 90s, burning shed Normington is how he got his name. So what we're going to do, we're going to burn these responsibly. We have a fire pit at Chateau Normington here, and we're going to burn them in our fire pit. Don't burn them in the house, because it's going to be bloody awful, but very good for the fire pit. Get them burnt down into ash, and then we can recycle that ash, and we can sprinkle a little bit of ash onto the compost bed and a little bit into the beds themselves, and it'll all end up rather nicely. So that's all good stuff for today. Toodaloo, I'm going to go inside and have a brew.